Hey, look at
That's
that.
it. How we do? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah, Wiz's meme got me off that rapper time. Wiz, I used to think a boss was getting up late. Now it's getting up early. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember me, man, but I Wiz is DJ.
I know, and I do.
Brother Breeze is a close friend of both of us.
Absolutely.
So
for
man,
everybody
it is.
that's been seeing me work out, Breeze is a big part of the reason. He calls me and like, take your fat ass to the gym or some shit.
Man,
like
Breeze be beating us up on tour. Hold up, my big homie wants to say what's up to you. My guy, Mr. Peter Parker.
Mike, what's happening, bro?
Hey, what up, P? How
My
you
guy,
doing,
man. Yo, the new record is out of here, bro. Crazy.
Man, thank you, P. I appreciate that, man. Love.
Yo, had to get it on Go 95.3. Amazing, man.
Yo, thank y'all, man.
Yo, it's crazy. Pete put me on that video, and it's crazy because it's almost like the video could be the outcome of what's going on right now. Like in a movie. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what's dope about the video to me is not there's a kid who reviewed it. I got it up on my page. I'll check it out. But he got the total meaning, and the meaning is, essentially, even though we live in a capitalist society, money matters. At the end, man, money doesn't mean as much as life and love and family and health. That's your real wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, again, as a fan of Wiz, you got a chance to go all the way out of teenagedom with him into a grown, mature man. This time is giving all of us in our own life to focus on what really matters. And that video is just like an outward expression of that. People need to be in the streets loving one another. Not right now, because we have a pandemic. After the fall of whatever this is, man, we really need to understand that the stuff that was most important to us in this hour had nothing to do with money.
Right. It's crazy, but I feel like I got a bad connection right now, Mike. Let me get this thing going
see you
better.
fine.
I don't know
I'm
if you can
seeing you
see
pretty
me
good.
well, but
yeah, I see you really
you're
good.
frozen a little bit, so okay. I don't know. Anyway, when I first saw the video, it made me excited in a way that I never had before watching a rap video, because I know that it just seems like pretty like romantic and a story time, but having people you respect in the rap game giving you a message and a visual for that. People still putting the guns and everything in their videos, which is cool, story time, but to have that feel when you're burning the money. Most videos are like this, right? But you're burning the money and people are celebrating each other. And, right now that would be an amazing end to this crazy world we're living in right now, right?
Well, just know, to everybody that's listening, at any given time, we're ready for the system to change immediately. It does.
Right.
And it's just that simple. And it's all about us deciding. And at some point, society is going to decide to change in a radical way. And we don't know what that way will be, but it won't be the typical and what we've all kind of settled for,
Right. So how do you feel, and, kind of just jumping into what's going on right now, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, there's a lot of who do you trust? How do you navigate in this world where, what media are you following? What messages do you believe in, and how do you navigate through this world where it's like, I don't mind the conspiracy theories because it's not like the government really worked for me to a certain degree, even before this. So it actually makes me, that's why they don't care about me.
Yeah.
But if I go into it like, well, they care about me, it's obvious that's not the truth either. So how do you navigate, Killer Mike? Because you're a smart guy.
Well, I don't accept all information as facts.
Right.
And I try to read and research more than I am taught by television. Right. A lot of us are taught by Fox or MSNBC or CNN.
Right.
And with that said, whether they agree or not, they're all American media. The same people never watch BBC. They never watch Russia Today. They never read different online sources that are outside the United States. Right. And in fact, our media is censored, so certain stuff can never come in, even on the internet. And we have to. Well, one thing I liked about God Bless the Dead, Dick Gregory, he read newspaper on, he cross-read and he crossed. So just know that no news source gives you all facts. For
Right.
Black people in particular, there needs to be a Black news source. We do not have one. And I think that people that are non-white and Western need to share information more tribally, because, you know, no matter what community you're from, we all serve the same masters, and that includes poor white people too.
Right.
And it's time that, you know, the news sources that we have, you have to understand their bias and slant it to whatever their agenda is. But what I really trust in these times is my ability to go outside, my ability to grow just a tomato plant in a cup. Everybody go get a styrofoam cup, go get some dirt from Lowe's, put a tomato plant seed in it, and grow it with your kid over the next few weeks. I trust that. I trust the fact that I can fish. I trust the fact that I know I love my wife and we've been able to spend more time together. And I trust the very real moment I live in. And I do not accept the fear that's getting given to us through media, because that fear keeps us separated, and that's where the real danger is, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. You know, I tweeted something yesterday. It was like, are you making decisions based on fear or love?
In America, fear.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of it's fear. Like, you know, I'm having a question right now. Like, my dad turns 70 next week.
Wow.
I need to go see him. You know, I got to drive through 4 or 5 states, and I've had people come at me already and kind of been like, well, that's not the right thing to do. And I'm like, man, I could never forgive myself. Either way of how sensitive it is, you know?
Absolutely. I've had to go see my dad, who doesn't live far away from me, thankfully. But I literally have had to stand in the yard, you know, and just talk to him. You know, my dad's only 64, but, you know, I don't want him to get sick. And I know I had been out that day. So if you, if you need to get to your father, because, you know, as a guy who lost his mother 3 years ago, you don't get that time back. So, you know, even if those who don't agree with you, they have to understand that these are dire times, and no more real time to understand right now that life and death are very real. So, you know, celebrate your dad as you see fit.
Man, now let's pivot real quick to, you know, a lot of people are talking about today and yesterday and the last few days, but it happened 2 months ago in your state of Georgia. You know, Ahmaud Arbery, man. What can you make of this? You're from Georgia. Help us understand. You know,
I don't have very much to say in the right now, except for Black people in this country. Please take full advantage of your Second Amendment rights. People of color and who are not of the majority in this country, please take shooting and training and the protection of your rights seriously, because the police can't always get there on time. The world is not a very just place. The police are often in collusion with the perpetrators of your demise, and the only person ultimately responsible for your life is you, and God gave you the right to use whatever tools available to defend your rights. So I don't have much to say, as I'm pretty hurt and I'm pretty angry, and I don't want to say things that would be inflammatory or that would be hurtful right now. I'm that numb and angry. But with that said, I have to encourage people that look like me to buy a rifle, to buy a pistol, to train, to carry it on you where it is legal. There is not a day my wife and I go out the door that we're not armed. My wife and I, next to our bed at night, are 12-gauge shotgun on her side, 12-gauge on my side, AR-15 rifle on her side, AR-15 rifle on mine. She prefers the Glock 40 because it's smaller and compact. I use the Glock 9mm with hollow point bullets because it's more comfortable. And now that's by our bed. Every day we travel, there are Glocks on us. There's not, if she's jogging, she's ordered the belt that straps on that holds her gun and phone. And that's how serious we take preserving our life. We take it as seriously as tending to our garden. We decided that we were eating out too much and that we shouldn't depend on restaurants to eat. So we started growing our own leafy vegetables, and we hunt and we fish, and well, I do. So my thing is beyond that, brother, and the horrible crime that those dirty, evil men did, they would have stood a much harder chance, you know, had we as a community taking our right to defend ourselves as seriously as we need to. And I want us to defend and make sure that his legacy is one capped by justice, to make sure that these men have to serve time, and whatever charges need to be levied to make sure they'll spend the rest of their lives in jail, that needs to happen. And beyond that, we in Georgia take guns seriously, which is why you tend to see pro-gun politicians elected here. But I want us as a community, blacks make up 35% of Georgia. We should own 35% of the rifles and pistols in Georgia. Every household in Georgia that looks like me should have 5 guns in there, and you should be hunting and should be training and fishing and farming as a family, because we are Southerners. And this is what we've done over the last 100 years. This is what I will continue to do in my daily life. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm not going to argue over the internet with you. Just know that should you decide to take my life, you're definitely going to be met with resistance. And I would like to say, lastly, I thought the video was deplorable. I hated to see it. But one thing that was encouraging was that young man fought to the very end. And if those cowards would not have had those tools to murder him, they would not have been able to. He was a warrior, and he died a fighter. He died not laying down, not begging. He died fighting for his life. And if you ever attacked in the middle of the night at the gas station, fight with your very life. Men, if you ever attack trying to get outside of the, fight with your very life, because as human beings, you're responsible to do that. And that man will be a hero in my household forever for what he did.
Man, thank you so much. First of all, thank you for just always speaking your mind and coming with intelligence and not just with passion, just to be able to thank you personally like this. And I really appreciate that. We can go to something a little bit more lighthearted. I'm feeling a bit of the feels myself.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you understand too. It's just,
no, I mean, I was never a person that wanted guns, but in the more recent months, I've been like,
I never wanted a hammer and screwdriver because I don't want to build shit. But guess what? You buy a house, you're going to need a hammer and a screwdriver because shit's going to break. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Man.
So whether we want it or not, we have to understand that this is the nation we live in, and you're responsible to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to preserve life.
Man, thank you for that. Let's take it a little lighter and move to Minnesota, man, because Minnesota's been treating you well.
I love Minnesota.
Someone sent me a flyer, my man Wonka, who DJs for this artist Prof, and he said one of your first shows in 2013 was a Prof outdoor show, but no one knew who the group was, so they had to put your guy's name on there, you did a show for us 2 years ago for Go Radio. Last year you did Soundset. Tell us about Minnesota and Minneapolis, and you have a story or something, man.
Man, atmosphere, slug. First of all, they're gods of rap, so it was cool to just be out there amongst them. You guys are, weirdly enough, a hip hop haven that and once you get on the scene of coming up through the underground, like the real hip hop circuit, you start to see that there are these other cities and places that are magical. Like you guys are magical to me. Like I can come there, smoke dope, listen to Currency and Wiz, listen to everything from the old boot camp clique, listen to Atmosphere, and listen to Run the Jewels, all in the same set of people, and everybody's with it. And so to me, you guys are like the Willy Wonka factory for hip hop. You're in the middle of the country.
I mean, and not to mention the audience and the crowds. They're I think Prince really trained these cats. Prince and Atmosphere really was man. They don't like people rapping on lyrics. I just moved here. Like,
no, you got to be a showman.
And showman.
You got to be a showman for real. And shouts out, man, rest in peace to the Purple Godfathers and all, man. Prince, God bless. Like, man, I in no way. I mean, I hate to see him go, but knowing he played his last show in Atlanta, man.
I mean, it's seeing the city embrace it the way that they do. There's not many cities in the world where they're celebrating. A dude in the '80s that was wearing high heels. You know what I'm saying? And that's love, man. So about the quarantine and maybe the silver lining for you. I saw, your grandmother's making cornbread on your IG.
I made her recipe. God bless her dead. She's gone. Yeah.
You made your grandma's recipe.
Listen, man, I had seen my grandma make cornbread 1,000 times in my life, and marijuana and like getting older robbed my memory. So I went hunting because my grandmother's from Alabama. In Alabama, they make a starchy cornbread that's more starch, is more bitter. Not bad bitter, but it isn't like my other grandmother's from Georgia, so her cornbread was sweet. I don't like the Georgia version as much. So I was hunting for my grandmother's from Alabama's recipe, and I found this quirky white family in Alabama. God bless their soul. Y'all go follow them. They got a YouTube page called the Hillbilly Kitchen. Okay. All right, they're just and the lady was so charming. And I watched her, and I'm like, this is my grandmother's recipe. Minus, I think she added honey. And I tweaked it because I knew certain things my grandma put in and they didn't. And I made cornbread, man. So now I'm the official cornbread guy in my household.
Hey, that's great, man. That's great, man. Just kind of learning news. I've been trying to learn how to play the guitar, and so I've learned a few chords in quarantine.
How's that go?
Which it's been fun, man. Just Fender's got like a free thing going on, so I just wanted to try that out. You've been watching The Last Dance, Jordan? You've been watching that?
I have been watching it. I have realized that that playing at 40-50% and doing good, if you're not trying to play at 100%, you're robbing yourself. So it's made me do some self-analysis, like as good as I am, I want to be better. You know,
right.
Michael.
It made me actually like him. Like, I'm a Barkley nut fanatic, and
so
it made me actually like Jordan better and appreciate that alpha male. Like, yo, I just want to win. I'm not worried about being a role model. You know, and that's pretty cool. You know, I like that.
Yeah, what makes you understand him. You know, a lot of people can have opinions, but for Michael Jordan did the absolute right thing. You know what I mean? Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the greatest basketball players ever. And he cared about things socially that Mike could not care about because he had to focus on what consumed him, and that was basketball. So Kareem will always be one of the greatest ever, whereas Michael wanted to be the absolute alpha and omega.
Specific at that, too.
Absolutely.
You know, him saying, I don't want to be a role model, I'm actually not mad at him at that point. It's like, it's not my focus. And you could find the inspiration in just
absolutely. If all of us become that focused on anything, the world becomes a better place.
Just good people, man. So I know the album you guys were planning on August. Does that change anything now, or what do you think? Are you guys
No, it was supposed to come out April. You guys were going to have the album in April. It was going to come out.
Right.
It was going to come out right before our Coachella appearances. But yeah, of course, it's altered. So I don't know exactly when it's going to come, but I would imagine it before midsummer. Man,
it's good to see you smile out there. Yesterday, I just want to touch on yesterday. You and T.I. did big things in Atlanta, which was really cool.
Man.
You know, providing meals and staying active and just being out there while, you know, people are still scared to go out. I mean, I know you're probably taking the precautions, but man, just having a hand in your community. I've been trying to get DJs. Like, I've been following DJs forever. I'm a guy who embraced myself in DJs. And the thing I can't figure out is DJs are the king of the club for 20 years in their city, but I feel like DJs should be standing next to, you know, people in their community. And there definitely are DJs that are doing it, but I really would love to see DJs be more active in their community and find how they can be innovative in that, you know?
I got to give the Atlanta DJ scene a lot of credit, and I'm talking top to bottom. There's DJ Greg Street, who's active year-round always. And y'all can see actually online, he co-conspired with my wife to get me a truck for my birthday, but I'm going to put that up. Greg Street is one man. I'd like to say the DJs like Swamp Izzo, like Lil Bankhead, like DJ Hershey, DJ Nabs, DJ Mars, the affiliates, all these guys are doing something in Atlanta. So I want to give our Atlanta DJs, you know, some props. Princess Cut, you know what I mean, who's the lead female DJ here. They've been doing an amazing job, Harrison, of staying active in the community in terms of helping. Even our promoters, Alex Get One, Tracy from Big Deal, Rubicon, they were already out doing things like feeding the homeless before this, and now they've intensified it. And I want to give an organization a shout out that partnered with T.I. and I yesterday called PAW, P-A-W Kids. And it's pawkids.org if you guys would like to give them something. But they're right next to the new restaurant, Bankhead Seafood, that T.I. and I are going to be opening. And they virtually become a 501c3 partner. We try our best to help them to stay public and to help them spread their campaign. And they help us with everything from making sure we got parking to just letting us know which families are in need so we can help them. And I want to thank that. So DJs that are in your areas, find 501c3s that are doing work and help magnify their message, because we aren't organizers. It's not like we can go organize every Thursday, but what we are is mobilizers, and we can help get more people out. And if all of us do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
Man, amazing. When do you open up the barbershop, man? When's the barbershop opening up?
I would say, hey man, the Afro is definitely coming back. So, but you know, I would look for all the swag shops to be rolled out and open June 1st. We're going to take this month to see, because when Georgia opened up, cases went up 40%.
Right.
Of all the cases that are in Georgia, the majority of them, the people that look like me, and the majority of the people we service, especially in our Southside shop, looks like me. So I think we're going to take this time to just see what we look like in the next 20 or some odd days. And if the health officials are saying it's safe, I'm going to open. Politicians don't know enough to tell me when it's safe. I'm going to listen to the health community on that one.
Right. Last but not least, Killer Mike, leave us with some words during this time to help lift people up. I want them to be able to replay this over and over so they can say, yo, this is, you know, what I'm looking for. And I appreciate your positivity, man. I can't say it enough. Just being a DJ, I'm really trying to push love from my platform. And that's so important today. And, you know, so what do you got for us, Killer Mike? What do you got?
Man, what I got for y'all is a whole bunch of love and respect. Take your shoes and socks off. If it's not too cold, walk outside in the grass, look at a tree with each other, go inside, don't turn the television on, lean on your DJ and turn the radio on, and blast the music and dance together and dance and cook at home together and make your own lemonade with your own lemons and water and sugar and enjoy the most simple aspects of your life. And do that until it's time to go back to work and work for the boss you don't want to work for. But in between then and now, every day, do something very simple, very easy that makes you and the people in your house happy.
Man, I love you, man. Thank you so much
for
sharing that. The one thing I really want to push, and this, you know, is a play on words, is just exactly what you're saying is I like to say, don't lose touch. You know
don't lose touch.
Don't lose touch in many ways of that word. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much from Go Radio, from Minneapolis. I'll see you on the road, hopefully out there. Taylor Gang, Run the Jewels. Ooh la la, out now. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Keep fighting the good fight, my guy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.